Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref, where I keep you up to score on everything sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And we got another one today. Brandon Aiyuk, Mr. BA. Come on, man, not again. Listen, we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You're around here, we'll keep the seats. We keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, look, San Francisco 49ers. I don't know what to say about this situation that's going on with you guys again, man. Not again. It seems like you always have something going on up there. Brandon Aiyuk's relationship with the San Francisco 49ers completely fractured after a severe knee injury, missed rehab sessions, and a bitter contract standoff. The team voided $30 million in his guaranteed money, and trade talks have stalled. In 2024, he signed a 4-year deal worth $120 million. Then tore his ACL and MCL after just 7 games. 2025 offseason missed mandatory rehabilitation assignments, causing San Francisco 49ers to void $30 million in guarantees and place him on reserve left squad list. What? In early 2026, General Manager John Lynch stated that Aiyuk likely played his last snap for the franchise, though a trade market failed to materialize due to his massive cap hit and communication issues. The current status and social media fallout. The public standoff Aiyuk frequently posts on social media, airing contract grievances and expressing a strong desire to join the Washington Commanders. The Commanders' response was, the Washington GM Adam Peters noted that while they monitor the player culture fit, Aiyuk's erratic online behavior and heavy contract demands have cooled their interest in acquiring him. The roster outlook. Aiyuk remains away from the team with no active trade destination or resolution in place. Listen, what? San Francisco 49ers, listen. Number one, we're not going to sit around here and we're not going to act like this man can't still play some damn football. We're not going to do that, are we? We're not going to sit here and act like he can't play football. I mean, come on now. We're not going to sit here and act like this man can't play football. You guys absolutely know what you have in the stable. And now that Ricky Pearsall is down, you have more of a demand for him now than ever. The problem is that he don't want to be there. So now it's ironic that now Ricky Pearsall is down for the year. He's down for the year. He's going to have season-ending surgery before the season even begins. You just signed Deebo Samuels back, and now you're right back in the same situation you were in with Brandon Aiyuk. Listen, the karma around this team is crazy. We can't sit up here and we can't act like you guys haven't had a situation before with an individual player that I don't want to see replayed all over again. I don't want to see that story again. You guys had Colin Kaepernick up there, and we all know what happened in that situation. And a lot of people disagree with him not being able to ever play football again. I've seen a lot of people do a lot worse and still maintain a place of employment. I don't like that. I saw a lot of people picking players that were a lot worse than Colin Kaepernick. And it needs to be aired out because a lot of people don't talk about it enough. I don't care what your personal feelings are about Colin Kaepernick or Brandon Aiyuk. There's a lot of people saying a lot of bad things on the internet about these players, as if they're just making things up. Listen, this situation can be resolved very easily. These are grown people are involved in this situation. Grown. They can walk away and go their separate ways, but no, these people seem to want punishment. These people seem to want punishment. Let's get this clock rolling because I'm getting excited now. Yeah. So since when do we use punishment as a way to handle situations? Like Colin Kaepernick, for his personal reasons, was, basically blackballed from the NFL. I don't agree with that. This guy played that game his entire life. And for us to not ever see him again on the field because of his personal beliefs, you know how many people in the NFL have political views that we don't agree with and that still was on the field? I mean, really? What a person does and what they choose to do in their personal life has nothing to do with what he does for a team on the field. And now we're right back down the barrel of the 49ers organization about to try to attempt to blackball another player. Just listen, if this relationship has reached the end of the road, then do what married couples do. Divorce. Why are you hanging on to one another? She don't want to be with you anymore. She doesn't want to be there any longer. Are you going to hold on to her against her wishes? Come on, no. This man clearly wants to go elsewhere. Clearly, John Lynch, you stated that he likely played his last down for the San Francisco 49ers. What are you asking for him after coming off of a knee injury? What are you asking for? What do you want? 2 first-round picks? Come on. This is not looking like anybody's really trying to make moves to try to get him out of town and then receive something back in return. Something amicable. But guess what? In the meantime, you got all this drama around your organization and it doesn't seem like, that you really want to win a Super Bowl because you're dealing with this type of stuff. You would think that you would want to move on as soon as possible, and you guys try to get back to where you were a few years ago. Why keep holding on to this Brandon Aiyuk situation? When it seems like both parties will be happier going their separate ways. I mean, come on. What are you going to do? You going to hold on to him forever? What do you want in return for him? If you don't value him as such or whatever he's asking for, then allow him to go. What do you want in return? I mean, camp has started. He's not in pads, not on the field. What are we doing? You're in the need of a receiver. You thought Ricky Pearsall was going to be there for you, and now he's not. So the very person that you tried to spite is the very person that you need right now that would fill that position perfectly. So you have more of a need for Brandon Aiyuk right now than ever before. And Deebo Samuels is back, and you have Mike Evans. So now you're really looking at a Super Bowl. You're really looking at competing against the Rams heavy. I'm not knocking all the other NFC teams, but I'm saying if you add Brandon Aiyuk to that Mike Evans and to Deebo Samuels, you're looking at the San Francisco 49ers being a very, very, very serious problem. That's what you're looking at. They go, you could be an absolute problem, but the relationship has been so tainted that I don't know if he wants to be there any longer. I don't think emotionally he wants to be there. And after seeing what these fans have been saying about him, I don't think mentally he wants to be in San Francisco. And I just think that it's best to part ways. But if you're asking for something unreasonable for a player that had an ACL and MCL, and you're asking for something unreasonable from these teams, and he's getting a wind of it behind closed doors, it's absolutely that's ridiculous. But we're not going to sit up here and act like this man can't play football, and when he steps on the field, he's not a difference maker. And with these injuries that he had, you don't know what you're getting in return. You don't know what you're getting. But if he's healthy and he can go out there and he can get back on his field and prove himself, allow him to do so. Don't make this another Colin Kaepernick situation where you got a player sitting around that's never going to touch the field again, as talented as Brandon Aiyuk is. Just allow him to go. A lot of people around the country are actually tired of hearing it. A lot of people are tired of hearing the shenanigans. You don't want him. And he don't want to be there, so just part ways. Why hold on to him and try to punish him? Why? What's the point? What's the purpose? There's obviously a rift between you and the player. There's something that's just not there. You guys chose to pay Purdy. Y'all chose to give him that money, Brock Purdy. And you did what you did. But this is like really wearing itself out now. It's really like people are really getting tired of hearing about it. We don't want to see Brandon Aiyuk sit out for this season. And I don't think the NFL does either. You know, like him on the field makes the game exciting. We would love to see him down in Washington or wherever he wants to go. But if you're making this unreasonable for the Commanders to actually, you know, to actually try to acquire him, I mean, this is no different than what happened when the Pittsburgh Steelers were trying to get him. When he was telling Mike Tomlin to come and get me. I mean, you guys were asking for something unreasonable. When the Steelers absolutely needed a wide receiver and you absolutely needed a defensive end. And I remember this, you know, vividly because I know they were talking about sending Alex Highsmith to the San Francisco 49ers for Brandon Aiyuk. Well, I don't understand what was the problem. I don't understand what the problem would have been. None of these receivers need to be starting late. Look what happened to Terry McLaurin. And the same thing happened to Brandon Aiyuk. They need camp. Wide receivers need camp. They don't need to be coming in the middle of the season and trying to catch up with the game. That's the position where soft tissue injuries happen, lower leg extremities injuries, that's where things like that happen. And I just think that it's high time that y'all move on. Just move on. Just let this man go. Let him go be great in Washington. You don't want him, right? This is going to be very interesting to see if you guys have picked up this phone to call him after sitting Ricky Pearsall down for the remainder of the season before it even got started. Like, I mean, just look at the karma. Look at the things that are happening around you. You can't win a championship with just starting off with this type of drama around your organization. You just can't do it. You're no different than any other team that has come through in all the years that have tried to get to the Super Bowl without drama starting in the beginning of the season. Look at all the Super Bowls the 49ers won in the past. It might be a little riff here and there, but it was nothing like this. It was nothing like this where you got players holding out and getting on social media and everybody airing out their dirty laundry. Let this man go. That's coming from the ref over here at the Scoreboardkeepers. Let that man go be great somewhere else. If you don't want him and you don't want him around your organization, then just allow him to go. Man, you should be willing to take a box of Boston baked beans and a Mountain Dew at this point. Shit. I mean, at this point, a bag of potato chips should do it. After all this stuff online and all the smack talking and people being disrespectful to one another, man, let that man go. You guys, man, listen, if you haven't already done so, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thumb up this video. Get down below in the comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think the San Francisco 49ers should pursue Brandon Aiyuk for another roster spot since Ricky Pearsall went down? Or do you think that they should let him go to the Washington Commanders where he seems to want to be, or somewhere else? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of teams out there that could offer something. But you guys seem to be just like holding on to this guy right now. When there was teams out there that really wanted or needed Brandon Aiyuk services. So you guys, let me know down in the comments. I'll meet you down in the comments. I can't wait to hear what people say because there's been a lot of nasty things on the internet said about Brandon Aiyuk, and it's from so-called faithful fans that claim they're 49ers fans, but they loved him when he was playing for him, and now all of a sudden they hate him. And they want him to be punished. So they'd rather see him, in football purgatory than to play for somebody else. And that's selfish to the rest of the fans around the league. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, The Ref. I will see you guys on the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers, and I will definitely meet you down there in the comments. So until the next episode, God bless and score. Peace. Good luck, Brandon Aiyuk, man.